In this video, I'm going to go over the monochrome trace single line threshold and blackout. So I will come to my trace window and I'm going to insert this t-shirt that has some lettering down here, and I have my contrast set at 150. I'm going to go ahead and turn the source image off and update. And you can see that it's going to, let me update that again. It's going to trace all of this text here, and I don't want that. So if I click on despeckle and update, it is still there. So I can change my detail down to about 40, and then it's almost gone. So let's go down to 20. And then it's gone. Okay. So if I untick the despeckle, it's still gone. But I have a double line on my t-shirt, and I don't want that. I want a single line. So I can try the blackout first and see what that gives me. And that actually gives me the single line that I'm looking for. So if I go ahead and click OK for that, then I just have the single line trace of the t-shirt. Okay, let me go ahead and delete that and come back to the trace window and insert another t-shirt, and this one here has a pocket. So if I'll go ahead and turn my source image off because I don't really want to see that, and I'll click update. Okay, so now you can see I have an inside trace and an outside trace of my t-shirt, and I have an inside trace and outside trace of my pocket, and I don't want that. So I'm going to try blackout and see what that gives me. Update preview. And I have a single line now around my t-shirt, but I've lost my detail here in the pocket. So let me undo that and let me try a single threshold of, let's say, 10 and preview. And I still have that double line, so let's try 50. And now I have a single line around the shirt and a single line around the pocket. So if I choose OK for that, then you can see how it's going to cut. It's going to cut around the t-shirt and around the pocket. Okay. All right, so let's say we have an image that is a coloring book image, and when you trace it, you end up with the double lines. Okay, and let's say we try the blackout. Okay, that gets rid of the double lines, but you have no detail here in the leaf and the stem. And because it's blackout, you can't use the draw mask function because it's blacked out on the inside, so you can't draw that in. So if you wanted a single line around the apple, but you still wanted this detail of the stem and the leaf, then what you're going to have to do is go ahead and uncheck the blackout and accept it with the double lines. Okay, and then let me zoom in here. And here are your cut lines. All right, so I can select this, right click, and break apart. I can check my cut lines, and what I want to get rid of is this inside part of the apple. So I can remove that and then check my cut lines, and now I have a single line around the apple, and I still have my detail of my stem and my leaf. Okay, back in the trace window, what about single line threshold? Let me zoom in here on the leaf and the stem and the apple and see if I can get this detail, but only a single line here. So I'll try 20 first. No, I'll try 50. Nope. What about 75? Okay, now I have the single line around the apple, the stem. I still have the detail of the leaf, but I've lost the detail of the stem. So what about 65? No. $60, I already tried. So at 50, I was getting the double lines, but I was getting the detail. So what about 52? Still getting the double lines on the apple. 55. Double lines on the apple. 60. Single line on the apple, but I've lost this still. So it just depends on what you are trying to get in your trace, whether you want to go ahead and accept it as the double lines and then come over here and break it apart and then remove the apple so that you still have the stem that will be cut, and you know, just like this, and the leaf. So, but single line threshold is another option.